It's Flashback Friday here on Rivals.com, and we are talking about one of the most talked about five-star recruits right now in the news, former five-star. It's Jameis Winston, starting quarterback for your New Orleans Saints, throws 5 touchdowns in week 1. Mike, it's been a while, but Jameis was a five-star, and he wasn't necessarily a no-brainer five-star for some people. What do you remember about scouting him as a recruit?
Yeah, he wasn't a no-brainer. I remember his trainer. I can't remember his trainer's name. This was 100 years ago. Had emailed me back then and said, I got this guy. And he sent me some film on him. We watched him. And then we went down and saw him in person. And he was dynamic. And he's not the Jameis Winston you see today. In high school, he was a guy who really was a dual threat quarterback. I mean, he was much, much thinner. He was fast. Obviously, great athlete. He played baseball as well. And, he really drove people crazy with his ability to run and pass. But he, as a pure passer, when he just sort of set up in the pocket, his accuracy was excellent. There was no doubt he was the top quarterback, in that class. And people look back and they say, why was he a dual threat? Because when he went to college, he got big. His legs got big, he got big, his butt got big, he got slow. But he was skinny and fast. Trust me, in high school, he was skinny and fast. But, great career, redshirt freshman, starter. I remember that game against Pitt, his first game ever as a college quarterback. And then he goes to win the national championship, Heisman, #1 pick overall. So he kind of panned out.
Yeah, he definitely panned out. If you do look back, and we have video, of course, that's going to be running along here. He was running around, but he doesn't exactly look super graceful. I just think he was a better athlete than the people he was playing.
Yeah, it was okay competition though in Alabama. Right. And this was one of the ones where, everybody really did want him. It wasn't one of those where, we got a sneaky recruit out of Alabama that Alabama and Auburn really weren't interested in and all that. I mean, they did a tremendous job recruiting him at Florida State. And that's back when they could win battles for players like this. And yeah, he's not Superman. He's certainly not going to remind you of Kyler Murray or even Terrell Pryor running the ball. But I could tell you this, when he got to Florida State, he couldn't run the ball at all. I mean, he was so much of a different quarterback. And it was all of his passing skills and vision and ability to lead receivers and see downfield that came out. I thought he was going to go to college and actually be a guy who could, do some things like a Cam Newton. But no, he turned into a pure passer.
Yeah, when you remember his recruitment, I was not around back then. I was just an onlooker in awe of all that was Rivals.com. What do you really remember? How close was it to anybody else, and how tough was it for Jimbo to pull him out of there?
It wasn't that hard because at the time, they were really developing a good quarterback reputation at Florida State. Obviously, Jameis Winston became part of that, but Florida State could really go into anywhere they wanted to and at least compete for recruits. It's not like what you see today. There was a tremendous relationship with the offensive coaching staff with Jameis. They target him early, and he really liked the fit in their offense there too. So, a guy like E.J. Manuel, who was a big time recruit that Florida State ended up landing, was a similar type of athlete. And when you get guys like him and Ponder and obviously Winston later to head off to the pros, it's easier to get quarterbacks. And I think Jameis was interested in leaving the state from the beginning. He was recruited by Auburn and Alabama, Auburn more, but he just wanted to get away and go to a passing offense where he could develop.
Yeah, and that was right before we started getting to spend as much time with recruits. He was in the Under Armour game, so I doubt you didn't get the week of time with them because you were down in San Antonio. We didn't have camps. Elite 11, of course, you're treated like you're lucky to be anywhere within a 1,000-foot radius. So did you know he had the kind of personality that he did, or did you get to
No,
experience that at all?
no, 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 not at all. Not even close. I mean, we saw him, like I said, we saw him in one game, which is the closest we ever got to him. And
You
he
and Nick?
was quiet. No, it was Lackey.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So it was I mean, again, this is 100 years ago. He was a very quiet kid. None of the stuff you expected that has occurred with him, with the whole eating wins and all that other. I mean, the worst pep talk known to man. Some stupid things that he's done over the years. You wouldn't have expected that. This is just a quiet kid who was pretty humble. And I think was a little bit taken aback by how good everybody was. But that changed very quickly when he got to Florida State.
Did you did you see that video of him from this week talking about, hey, my trainer always told me, what did he tell me? Stay prepared, be prepared. Did you see that clip or
I
no?
didn't know, but he's friends with me on Facebook, right? Which is weird, right? But that's how long I've been following and following recruiting. So he's friends on Facebook. So I see his workout videos, and they're the strangest things you're ever going to see. Like I think he trolls people. Like he does really dumb stuff, like with a tennis ball and like a boogie board or something. Like his workouts are so ridiculous. But when he puts up a serious workout, you realize what a hardworking athlete this guy is. Now, I don't think he's been a great NFL quarterback. He's thrown for 5,000 yards, but he's also thrown for 1,000,000 interceptions. But what he did against Aaron Rodgers, pouty Aaron Rodgers, on Sunday was very impressive to me.
30-30 club, 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions in the same season. That is
Hard to do.
Hard to achieve. So real quick before we wrap up, make a prediction. You think he takes the Saints to the playoffs?
No. First of all, I bet Green Bay in that game because I've lost every game that I bet this weekend. They're not a playoff caliber team. They're having, a lot of issues. Obviously, they have to play on the road. They had issues with the hurricane. They've got injuries. Marshawn Lattimer's hurt. I don't think that they have the weapons to make the playoffs, but it was a good first win for sure. But I think you're going to sort of see New Orleans kind of fade after this.
Okay. All right. That's the prediction. That's Flashback Friday. Thanks for hanging out, Mike. We'll be back next Friday talking about our memories of another elite recruit.
Memories. Yep.